south. The DMK has continued its fight against the Citizenship Amendment Act. The Stalin government has told India's top court that CAA destroys the basic fabric of secularism on the basis of religion. In an affidavit that is filed in the Supreme Court, the Tamil Nadu government said that the Citizenship Amendment Act is against the Tamil race. It does not bring Tamil refugees from Sri Lanka under its purview, which is why it's arbitrary, is what they said. They further flagged concerns over the ouster of Muslims from the ambit of the act and called CAA arbitrary, like I said. Remember, the civil war in Sri Lanka is over. There are fewer chances that Lankan Tamils would seek refuge in India now. The Lankan Tamils who have been living in India or in Tamil Nadu have been given some form of residential status. Also, the part where the objection is being raised about Muslims being kept out, CAA only is an expedited form of granting citizenship to people coming in from 3 specific countries. The process of granting citizenship to everyone else coming in from every other country, there is already a law for that, and that takes its own process. So why is the DMK opposing the Citizenship Amendment Act, and that too now? 2019 is when the law was passed by the parliament. They have termed it anti-Tamil. Is the stand of the Dravidian party on CAA duplicitous? That is the question we're asking here on Plain Speak. Can the DMK explain why exactly have they raked this up 2 years later, and what exactly is it that they have done for Lankan Tamils in Tamil Nadu, and can they really claim high moral ground? Joining me on this broadcast is, before we deep dive into that debate, take a look at this report. The tussle over the Citizenship Amendment Act is back in the spotlight. DMK has moved the Supreme Court, calling CAA arbitrary, anti-Tamil and against fabric of secularism. In its affidavit, DMK has stated that CAA ignores the reality of Tamil refugees who've settled in India. These Tamil refugees are deprived of their rights due to non-citizenship, lack of jobs. Access to basic rights and amenities has left these refugees handicapped. They are forced to stay in camps where they are often exploited. Requests for citizenship by these Tamil refugees have fallen on deaf ears of the centre.
Because they don't want Muslims and Tamils to come back to India, because they are anti-Tamils, anti-Muslims.
The CAA was passed by the Parliament in December 2019 and allows non-Muslim minorities in Pakistan, Bangladesh and Afghanistan to acquire Indian citizenship in order to escape persecution in their home countries. Governments in Tamil Nadu and Kerala have questioned CAA right from the start, claiming that the law is against constitutional secular principles. But the centre has maintained that CAA does not violate any fundamental right.
We should first of all understand what is CAA. It is meant for those who suffered in Pakistan while India got partitioned.
So is DMK's move a question of parity, or is it simply politics? Vivek Subbareddy of the BJP will be joining us shortly. Mr. Dhanidharan of the DMK will also be with us. But senior advocate Vemulpatti Pattabi now joins us on this broadcast. And sir, I want to get you in as far as the constitutional validity of this particular law is concerned, or at least exclusions or inclusions of this law is concerned. It has been debated widely ever since it was tried to be brought in. It was then passed by the Parliament in 2019, ratified. We still don't have the rules that have been notified under the CAA. It's still a law that stays on paper. And yet every few months we see controversies erupting with political parties saying A particular community is not included or B particular nation is not included. And now we have the DMK speak of exclusion of Sri Lankan Tamils. Even though we've had the Madras High Court in the past come out and say that there are provisions under India's law where this can be looked into, and it is equally applicable.
Yes. See, basically, undoubtedly, Parliament has got power to pass this law, and there is no doubt of denial about it. But the question now that is up for consideration before the Honorable Supreme Court is whether the law Parliament, this CAA passed by the Parliament, is in is in accordance with Article 14 and Article 21 of the Constitution of India, because the issues raised by the DMK, as we see it in the affidavit, their main contention is that the law is arbitrary, that it is violative of Article 14, which says that equality before law and equal protection of laws. So here, what we see is that the law has specifically identified three countries maximum, stating that it is only for those people they are exempt. The illegal immigrants are these people are exempt from the provisions of the law. Therefore, what the law says that it has excluded one particular community, and the DMK's grievances, Tamils also have been excluded. Now, they have given a very long history of how Tamils were taken to Sri Lanka and how they were used by the British people as labor, and how there were a sort of agreement or understandings and pacts, national pacts between Sri Lankan Prime Minister Bandaranaike and Lal Bahadur Shastri, the then Prime Minister, and letters exchanged between the two countries. So violating all these things, Tamils have been ignored. That is what the DMK has said. So in fact, it is also quite interesting to see that the United Nations human rights and those people also have filed implete petitions in the Supreme Court stating that the law is discriminatory in the sense, and therefore they need to be impleted in this matter. So because of all these constitutional issues which have been raised, the Supreme Court is now seized of the matter. We have to wait and see how the Supreme Court is going to do. But basically what I feel is that the law, the central government knows very well what is in the interest of the country, because consistently the stand of the union government, not only this government, but even the governments in the past decades, they have been consistently stating that our country has got a very unique nature, that we have got a very porous border. We have got lots of enmities. We have got lots of problems. So in these circumstances, we have to be very careful about our immigration laws.
Right.
So the union government has taken upon itself the responsibility to protect the safety and integrity of the country, and has enacted this law.
Right. Now, you said, like the DMK has also been saying, that one of the main objections to this entire law, or it being called arbitrary, is that it's based on religion, and that it excludes only a certain religion, or includes only certain religions. But as far as laws in these countries are concerned, do we have precedents of certain laws or certain provisions under the law that are based on similar lines? For example, there are personal laws that govern certain communities. We also have minority welfare departments in each state government. The RTE excludes minority special schools.
Now,
so based on religion, there are several other laws which are also, or at least there are certain provisions which are also valid legally in this country.
Yeah, these laws, like personal laws, minority protection laws, these are all different because they are all part of the constitutional setup. They are all there to protect, because ours is a secular country as it still stands. So therefore, the constitution gives them that sort of protection. But as far as immigrants is concerned, the question is, can we differentiate between an immigrant of a particular religion and an immigrant of another religion, or immigrant of one country or immigrant of another country? So that is where the question of arbitrariness in the drafting of the laws or in the formation of the law is glaringly apparent. So this is what DMK has raised. In fact, DMK has raised constitutional issues where one cannot be discriminated on the ground of race, religion, region. So this is what we have to look into, because first time this sort of discriminatory attitude has come out from the government, where one particular religion has been isolated. So this is to be seen whether it tests the validity of the constitutional principles or not. We have to wait and see what the court says.
Right, Mr. Dhanendra, the DMK also joins us on this broadcast. And sir, we've seen the affidavit that you have now filed in the Supreme Court. What has prompted this now? The law came into being in 2019.
See, the CAA as such, our stand has been the same on CAA. The CAA not just violates equality, but CAA also betrays the constitutional values of dignity, fraternity, and integrity. Another major point is religion is the basis for citizenship in CAA. India is a secular country, and this clearly violates the constitution. That having said, even if you assume that CAA could be accepted, then why are the Sri Lankan Tamils ignored? Tamils are integral part of Tamil Nadu is integral part of India, and Tamil people in Tamil Nadu and Sri Lanka are nearly the same. And there are two grounds to offer citizenship in CAA. The first thing is one should be a minority, and second is they should have been prosecuted. So if you look, the Sri Lankan Tamils are minority both in terms of religion and race, and they have been prosecuted. And the clause 9 of the Sri Lankan constitution clearly says that Buddhism should be given foremost place, and it's the duty of the state to foster and promote Buddhism. So Tamils have been massacred and killed in Sri Lanka. So why are Sri Lankan Tamils not given citizenship? There are more than hundreds of thousands of Sri Lankan Tamils languishing in camps here. They're not able to get jobs. Their dignity is being denied. In fact, Shastri and the erstwhile Sri Lankan Prime Minister, they signed an accord. I think Kumaratunga is the Prime Minister. They signed an accord by which they intended to give 5 lakh Tamil citizen, Sri Lankan Tamil citizenship in India.
Sure.
So that accord has also lapsed. So that's why we are saying Sri Lankan Tamils in India should be given citizenship, and
but they are being given citizenship, sir, under the process of naturalization. There is already a provision under the law. CAA is just another additional provision that fast tracks it. Nobody is denying citizenship to these refugees.
Yeah, exactly. You yourself gave the answer. It fast tracks it. For the last 15 years, in 2008, when the war happened in Sri Lanka, Sri Lankan Tamils fled to Tamil Nadu, and they're still living in camps. Their dignity is lost. They're not able to get jobs. They're in a tiny 100 square feet room. They should have a proper life. But compare that with France. France has taken about 1 million Sri Lankan Tamils. Canada has taken about 500,000 Tamils. Even Switzerland, normally a country which doesn't encourage migration, or immigrants, has taken about 200,000 Tamils. Germany has taken about 100,000 Sri Lankan Tamils. So why not India when one state has Tamil-speaking people? So why are Tamil people being denied this by this union government?
But Mr. Dhanidharan, the argument or the criticism that the DMK faces today is this is mere politics. Because like I said, the law came into being in 2019. Yes, you've been objecting to the CAA right since then, but you've only approached the Supreme Court now, 2 years later. And the fact that traditionally, the AIA DMK has gotten more of a support or have been seen as somebody who supported the Sri Lankan Tamil refugees in Tamil Nadu for long before the DMK. The DMK, in fact, has been facing criticism right from the fact that you were accused of not even withdrawing support from the centre while Mr. Karunanidhi was there. So is this just an attempt to try and better that image? Many would say it is.
See, when Perel was released, you people said DMK is overdoing it. And now we are saying we are not doing anything. The point of the matter is very, very simple. In foreign matters, India cannot get involved. Sri Lanka is a foreign country. What India cannot get into the sovereignty of another country. There's war in Ukraine right now. Why aren't the NATO? Why aren't Britain sending its forces or France sending its forces to Ukraine? Because it's between what is happening in Ukraine or what is happening between Ukraine and Russia. It's between the respective countries, and this is what we have come to after the World War II. To prevent further escalation of crisis, and that's the reason. But what we did during the war and after the war, we went and pressurized the UN. The Human Rights Commission was pressurized to take these killings as war crimes and so on and so forth. That effort has been done. What we're asking is, we want to take as many people as possible.
Sorry to interrupt you there, Mr. Dhanidharan, but I just need to shift focus to another big controversy that has been erupting here over the Kashmir files. And